Hi, so I've got this massive amount of cleaning to do. Now there's no way I can actually clean some of the big bits with that miracle cleaning solution. I could, but I'd have to have a huge tub. And I'm talking about things like this. This is the front steering subframe, I suppose you'd call it. And it's kind of getting a bit too large to try and find a tub to stick that in. And the same thing with the frame and obvious various bits of metalwork. Now, the standard way of cleaning something like this is to sandblast it. So, of course, I immediately started looking on how to make a sandblaster. Now, making a sandblaster actually is a piece of cake. I mean, it's little more than a Venturi tube stuck in a sand tank, and you put a bit of air behind it and you can blast the sand. And people have been making them on YouTube for things like $5, that kind of thing. So they're dead easy to make, they're really cheap to make, and you have to ask yourself the question, okay, why don't I make one? Well, the main reason is they only really work well if you have an industrial strength compressor. A little home compressor just doesn't have the power, and when you blast the air, you run out of pressure really quickly, so it takes forever. And so although the spraying gun is really easy to do, the actual backup stuff, the air compressor, is not. And of course air compressors are really expensive. Now all sandblasting actually is blasting sand with a medium with pressure behind it. And you can use air and water. And of course, immediately you should have spotted this thing. Because this is the kind of thing lots of people have, and of course I have one. And it's basically a compressor unit but using water. So I don't have to buy an air compressor, I've got this, and that immediately made me think, hang on, can a pressure washer be turned into a sandblaster? And yes, it can. And the same thing, people have done stuff on YouTube, but there are kits for sale. Now the kit, it's a kit in inverted commas actually, because it's these three parts. There's this bit you stick in your sand, there's this bit that you blast it with, and there's a tube to join the two together, and that's all there is to it. Now with this tube, and incidentally I paid £20 from Amazon on this, with this tube apparently the thing to look for is that nozzle there is ceramic, because obviously the sand enters at this point here, the water's coming from this point here, right there is where they mix together and you're effectively sandblasting the end of the nozzle. So them being ceramic will give them a longer life, and then being replaceable means the whole little kit is also a longer life. So you'll notice there's a little screw here. So I can undo that screw and replace that nozzle so I can get a much longer life out of it. The cheaper ones are just made from plastic, or you can't replace the tube. This wasn't a cheap one, but neither was an expensive one. It was mid-range, and like I say, it was £20. And you pump this up, stick this in your sand, point it out the thing, and sandblast it, or at least that's the plan, and we're certainly going to give it a go. But there's one little pointer that I picked up that I thought was kind of cool, was you notice that that's the sand entry. Now if you blast with the sand entry that way, apparently some of the water will dribble down and wet your sand, and that becomes a choke point where it'll stop working because the sand is basically clogging. So apparently what you want to do is make sure it's always that way up. So you put your tube on there, tape it onto that, put it into your gun so that's pointing upward, and you're ready to go. So enough of that, let's give it a go. It's kind of impressive. I just did a little spot on it as a quick test, so a second or two, and it took it right down to the bare steel right there. So actually I'm kind of impressed by that. So let's give it some more, eh? Hey? It's actually doing the job, so I'm going to carry on and we'll see how we do it. It's obviously going to take a little bit longer than I thought it would because it takes a little bit of concentrated effort, but it actually does the job. Okay, that was an experience. It's possible that winter is not really the best time to do this. It's raining outside and we had the pressure washer on and the water's absolutely freezing. I just got soaked in freezing water. I finished the sandblasting. Had to spend about half an hour in front of the heater warming up. But this is the result of the sandblasting. Okay, that's it there. And it has done a surprisingly really good job. I mean, it's taking it right back to the bare metal, no problem at all. But you do need to bear in mind a couple of things. I mean, the power washer that I had is a K4, so it's quite a powerful power washer. The lower value power washers probably won't do as good a job. Now, I've been told that the medium that you use is really important. I've got some glass frit that I've had lying around for absolutely ages, a good couple of years. I decided to use that and it did a really good job. But it is quite expensive to buy that stuff. When I was buying this thing, I saw the Karacha product meant for this process, and they wanted £33 for a 25 kilo sack. That's a lot of money. Now, I've heard that builder's sand, as long as it's kiln dried, is good to use. So my plan is, I've tried the frit, I'm going to try the builder's sand, I'm going to order some of that Karacha stuff and give that a go and make a comparison of the three materials to see which one does a good job. But even so, there are a couple of really good hints that I've found. Now, I did start with this bucket here. It's just a standard UK bucket, and it's quite wide, and I found that the sand would be sucked up by the spike, and it'd create a dip, and every sort of minute or so I was going to have to shake the bucket to get more sand in the dip, and that was getting to be a pain. So I hunted out this long, thin, narrow bucket here, put the spike in, poured the sand on top, and that ran for absolutely ages. So oddly enough, your shape of bucket is going to have an impact. You want something tall and thin, so you get a pile of sand, so as the sand goes through, it falls down, so you're not having to stop every few seconds to give something a shape to surround the spike with the sand that you're using. Now, I said before, your sand must be dry, so I put a cover on this with a hole drilled in and put the spike here through that hole. And obviously I also did what I said I would do, and that is make sure that it was on the top so it could free flow. Now, beside all of those things that I've just pointed out to you, it did do an awesome job, and it didn't take that long. It took me about 30 minutes to clean this part, and after 30 minutes that's how it came out. So I'm really very pleased with it actually, and I'm certainly going to be pursuing it because it's done a very good job. Now obviously I've got to recollect the sand and dry it again, so I'm just going to lay it out and get it dry so I can reuse it. You are advised to sift it, because even little bits of dirt in there will clog it, and clogging is the issue. But this, like I say, 20 quid from Amazon, worked an absolute treat to clean this thing up and do a really nice job of it. So I'm really pleased with that, and I'm going to be doing the whole frame. Now, I began this just by, standing in my clothes in the rain. And after about a minute or so, I realised that I was in fact getting covered in it. Now, I chose this method for a number of reasons. One, we don't have to buy an air compressor. Two, the sand comes out wet, so it's not blowing around everywhere. So I figured, well, you wouldn't need that much PPE. Oh, how wrong. So when I was pointing at some of the little corners, it would backfire on me, and I was getting covered in stuff. So I dug this out, and I can recommend, I don't often recommend PPE, but I can recommend a face shield when you're doing it, because it's going to save you blinking cold water and sand out your eyes while you sort of struggle to see. So do wear a bit of PPE with it. Anyway, heartily recommend it. I will be doing that comparison video for my own sake as well, because I've got a bit to clean obviously, and I don't want to be spending 33 quid on it. I'd rather be spending £2 or £3 on it. Anyway, I hope the video was helpful to you. I hope you enjoyed it, and thank you very much for watching.